Hi, welcome to Mathematics with Tom, and I am Tom. Today I'd like to introduce to you exact equations, and I want to begin with a bit of motivation and understanding of where they come from. So let's take a look at some function. We're going to call it capital F of x and y of x. So this would be the notation that's used, and you'll often just see it simplified to f of x, y. And we're going to take a look. I'm going to make up a function, mostly so we can follow this. I think it's easier to follow this way or to see. Let's take a look at x squared times y plus e to the x times the sine of y. And it probably equals some number. We'll call it, oh, how about 5? How about 5? Well, let's take the derivative. We're going to take the derivative with respect to x of capital F of x and y. Well, let's start this. Well, notice the first thing we come to is we come to the product of x squared times y. Well, we have to apply the chain rule, so let's do that. That becomes, we'll take the derivative of the first, so that's 2x, times the second, plus we're going to take the first, x squared, times the derivative of the second. Well, the derivative of y is, because remember, y is a function of x, so that's dy dx. Plus, now let's, oh, look, we have another product of functions. So again, we're going to have a product and a chain rule. So we take the derivative of e to the x, that's e to the x, times the second, sine of y, plus, now we take the first, e to the x, times the derivative of the second. Well, that derivative of sine is cosine of y, and then apply the chain rule, so the derivative of y, that's dy dx. Now, let's rearrange these terms by the dy dx. So I'm going to regroup these. The first group, it will take the pieces, the terms without dy dx. So I have a 2xy plus e to the x sine of y plus, what else do we have? Now our next group, I think that was it. So now our dy dx is, so I'm going to factor that out. So I'm going to write this as an x squared plus e to the x cosine y times dy dx. And there it is. Well, look at what happened in this first group. If you look back up above, if we were to just take the derivative with respect to x, meaning we'd held y constant. So if y is a constant, the derivative of x squared y, where y is constant, is just 2xy. And that's what I get. That's what this first piece, let's use this other color here. That's the 2xy right here. And if I take the derivative of e to the x sine of y, where y is a constant, well, then that's just e to the x sine of y, and that's what we pick up here. In other words, this first set of parentheses is really just the partial derivative of f, capital F, if with respect, with respect to x. So meaning that x was the variable, y is the constant. Plus, this next term here, well, it's the same idea. In this case now, x was treated as a constant, and y was treated as the variable. So if I do that, then this is the partial derivative of capital F with respect to y times dy dx. Okay, so now let's keep going here. Oh, and I'm sorry, I got so excited about that, I forgot to take the derivative of the right-hand side. The derivative of 5 is 0, so let's carry that down. Okay, now, a few things to note at this point. So our author calls these pieces the following. He calls this first one a function g of x and y, plus the second one is a function f of x and y, dy dx equals 0. Okay, and here's another piece. Some textbooks you'll see this as the g written as m of x, y, and f will be as n. But we'll be consistent with the author of our textbook, but just so that you're aware, should you look at other places or other math literature. Okay. So this, now there's one interesting piece. If f and g are continuous functions, over the domain, then now notice that lowercase f came from taking the derivative with respect to y. So now then we're going to take the partial derivative of f with respect to x. Then and we're going to do the opposite for g. Well, g already came from taking the derivative with respect to x. So now we're going to take the partial derivative of g with respect to y. Then partial of f with respect to x is equal to partial of g with respect to y, and this is called an exact differential equation. Okay, or you might just, in short, an exact equation. So let's just check and see if in fact we do have an exact differential equation. So let's take the partial of f with respect to x, and let's see what we get. So let's see, we're taking the partial with respect to x of x squared plus e to the x cosine of y. Well, remember what that means is y is a constant, so this is going to be 2x plus e to the x, because that's its derivative, cosine of y. Okay, and now let's do repeat this, but this time for g, the partial of g with respect to y. So we're going to take the partial with respect to y. Where's y in here? 2xy plus e to the x sine of y. Well, the derivative of 2xy, now remember y is the variable, so that means this is going to give me a 2x, and then y is the variable, so this is going to be plus e to the x. Well, since the derivative of sine is cosine of y. And sure enough, we got the same answers twice. So we could say f of x and y is an exact equation. In our next video, we're actually going to solve one. I hope that helps, and thanks for watching.